I just like to sit back and enjoy a long black coffee. Okay, I know what you're saying. I know this is landfill, but just one coffee. Look, I take my canvas bags to the supermarket. I put my clothes on a clothesline to save energy. So, you can forgive me for one little coffee, can't you? I mean, just one. How bad's that? Okay, I'll do something about this. One of the things I've found is that if you're going to design something that's for something 3D, like a cup, you need to really do like a maquette, or just test it out first. Because what looks good flat doesn't necessarily look good rounded. So many times I've got there, I've designed something, put it up on Redbubble and thought, that looks kind of terrible. So I'm just scribbling here on this coffee cup just to get an idea on what's going to kind of work. It kind of works when you've done it 3D, then you can flatten it out. And there's my plan. So I've come up with this idea, long black. And I'm basing it on the red-bellied black snake. I'm going to do a sort of a cartoony snake, but I'm still going to pop in the scales. And as you can see here, a little brickwork here. It's probably a bit more advanced brickwork because it's going around corners. Just sort of imagine you're doing bricks. If you are an artist and you can obviously draw bricks, imagine putting those bricks around something. Then you go and you do sort of zigzaggy thing. Or you could just replace each brick with a scale if that's easier. I find this sort of zigzaggy bit kind of easy. And now I'm using Indian ink and a fine brush to do a lot of this. Now, this is interesting because I'm using a bit of illustration stuff, and you see how watercolour does not stick to it. So what I have are these watercolour marker pens from Winsor & Newton. These will stick on a shiny surface, and they will melt on a shiny surface. So it's always handy. If you want to do traditional watercolour, you do it on very absorbent paper, but it doesn't work with the marker pen. These marker pens need more of a shiny surface or a resistant surface or a paper that's sized better. I was talking to someone about red-bellied black snake the other day, and they say there's one part of the year where they get really aggressive and they attack people. And I sort of thought, well, that's not the red bellies I know. The red bellies I know are very placid, beautiful snake. In fact, considering their size, I'd say they're probably the least dangerous snakes of all our snakes. Even though some deaths have been attributed to the red belly, a lot of that was about 100 years ago, and none of it's absolutely confirmed that it was actually a red belly that's done the killing. Because, tiger snakes, copperheads, a lot of snakes, even eastern browns, can just look like a big long black snake. And so when they sort of was talking to me and they're saying, oh, these red bellies are really aggressive, I was thinking that if it's breeding season, people may come in contact with them more, and they are a snake that people come in contact with a lot because they just tend to laze around the side of dams and lakes and rivers. And what they tend to do when they are sort of stressed, they'll tend to just sit there and hope you don't notice, or they'll flatten out, or they'll hiss, they'll flatten their neck out a bit, or they might decide they want to quickly go back home. And the person who sees this is often between the snake and where the snake wants to go. This leads to people thinking that snake's trying to attack me because it's coming straight at me. Whereas the snake, whose eyesight's based on movement, probably is not really aware, just knows there's a danger in the area and just wants to get home. So I firmly believe with the red-bellied black snake, any reports of aggression is really more misinterpretation. Humans misinterpreting what this animal's about. It's about wanting to be left alone, and it wants to go its own way. It doesn't want to hurt people, and really that's what most snakes want to do. there are very few snakes that are very aggressive. And this one, even when cornered, still wants to try and get away. Its behaviour is very much like the copperhead. And often when people come to Tasmania and they see the copperheads here, which are a little bit blacker, they think it's a red-bellied black snake. Often misidentification. Not that it matters, because they both are very placid, they both are timid, they both want to keep out of your way, and they're both not dangerous. Highly venomous. The copperhead's extremely venomous, but not dangerous, not wanting to bite. If you guys have had an experience with a black snake, or any snake, leave it down in the comments. Let me know. I'm very interested. Tell us your story if you like. I do think that people misinterpret what is happening, and they often think that snakes are angry when usually snakes are just straight out scared. And so maybe if you think back on that experience you may have had, just think, was the snake scared? Maybe it's trying to get home and you were in the way? Let us know in the comments. Love to hear your stories. I'll try not to argue with you too much. Of course, Troy the reptile bloke, he's a good bloke. He's red-bellied, black. You just see how tame and placid a venomous snake can be. Such a beautiful, gorgeous snake. And I think if anybody could just sort of see how gentle and sweet this snake is, maybe they might overcome their fear of big venomous snakes. Because I find that's often with tiger snakes too. If they're not placid and gentle, they just get out of your way real quick. They want to go. But my goodness, it's such a gorgeous, beautiful snake. It's a stunning, one could say strikingly beautiful. I've loved the times I've had the chance to sketch these guys up close. It's been such an honour, a privilege to have that, just that one-on-one relationship with that snake for a short amount of time, to get a sketch in. It's always great. Okay, so I scan in my artwork. I drop that into my Photoshop program and I start putting on the title Long Black. And so I'm uploading this to Redbubble just so I can have my very own cup with Long Black. I was tempted to put no sugar. I'm sweet enough, because they are very sweet little snakes. But I figured that, I like a long black with no sugar, but other people might want a long black with sugar. So, other people might want to buy this. I can't imagine a lot of people want to buy this, because, you have to love your snakes the same way you love your coffee, long and black. So about a week later, I get this package from Redbubble, and here it is. It gave me a nice sticker. Got myself my traveller's mug, which I can go get coffee in the van, fill it up. There's a little bit of a mark there, but other than that, it seems pretty good. And not only that, but I got myself another small cup for when I go to work. And so there you go. I've now got my long black coffee. I'm going to go to the coffee shop and see if they accept that. Long black coffee. And just to conclude this little saga, it saved me money. They didn't charge me as much when I brought my own cup. So not only is it good for the environment, not only does it stop landfill, but saves money. So as we conclude this, take canvas bags to the supermarket. I use a washing line. I hang my clothes out to dry. Smells nicer. So, being environmental minded, here in Tasmania at least, saves you money. If you like this video, check out this video here. I'll see you later. That's good.